for our meeting overview, we are going to be doing a project status video, construction update. You're going to see our work completed, progress photos, upcoming work, and all of our community engagement. And then we're going to get to the most important part, the Q&A. All right. And tonight you will hear from folks like Ray Biggs II, our Senior Project Director for MTA, Doran Basso, our CEO for Purple Line Transit Partners, PLTP, Hugo Fontieres, who may be in and out. You may not see him tonight, but sometimes he does come and lends a hand to these meetings. You will hear from Luis Rivera, our General Manager from PLTO, myself, and Javier Devesa, who's our Construction Segment Lead for MTS in this area. The stations that we're going to touch on tonight are Adelphi Road, Campus Drive, Baltimore Avenue, College Park, and Riverdale Park North. All right, well, and now I'm going to turn it over to Ray Biggs to introduce the Spring Progress video.
Thank you, Carla. Welcome everyone again. We're excited to be joined by you this evening to give an update on the Purple Line. As you can see, the momentum from all of the 2024 accomplishments on the Purple Line has progressed into the transformation you are seeing in the photos you saw at the beginning, shown just before the meeting started. So tonight, you will be the first group to view our 2025 Spring Progress video, including footage highlighting some of the transformational progress across the 16-mile alignment. So Chris, let's play that video. Overall, the project is more than 76% complete. Now let's take a look at some of the transformations across the alignment over the past year.
In Bethesda, we have gone from a rocky shaft to a concrete cavern, which will one day soon allow commuters easy access to the Metro's Red Line. In Chevy Chase, the Connecticut Avenue station is awash with color as the station continues to progress and have a transformative effect on the community around it. Over Rock Creek Park, there is a new Capitol Crescent Trail Bridge. This unique inverted truss bridge will be an iconic part of connecting the communities and the Rock Creek Trail system. The Littonsville Operations and Maintenance Facility and the Littonsville Station buildings can now be seen. The next transformation will be the installation of the many tracks in the yard.
Over in Silver Spring, the 16th Street station is now under construction. This makes all 21 stations now under construction.
The Silver Spring Transit Center is being transformed into an even more important connection point as crews construct stairs and elevator connections to the nearly complete Purple Line station. Crews have also completed the challenging structural work for the new mezzanine over the Metro and CSX tracks. Just outside of downtown Silver Spring, Wayne Avenue has more tracks, sidewalks, and curbs. Traffic has been moved onto the newly completed half of the Sligo Creek Bridge, and the trail access has been improved. Piney Branch Road has been totally transformed, with tracks embedded in the roadway and curbs and sidewalks along the entire length. University Boulevard has seen a tremendous transformation as crews complete over 95% of the curbs and sidewalks and have installed miles of tracks, including completing the most challenging crossings at Carroll Avenue, Riggs Road, and New Hampshire Avenue. At the UMD campus, tracks are installed across Adelphi Road, and most of the campus has catenary poles installed, and now prepares for system integration. Campus Drive, to the east of campus, now has the first pair of tracks installed, and drivers have been shifted to allow the final phases of restoration. Along River Road, stations, tracks, and even fencing have been installed. Kenilworth Avenue has also seen a major transformation as curbs, sidewalks, and driveways have been completed, allowing the track work to commence in the middle of the roadway. The flyover at Kenilworth Avenue and East-West Highway and the elevated station continue to impress. The access stairs and elevators are underway, and the station's clear windscreens are ready for riders. Along Riverdale Road, new street connections, ballast, and tracks can be seen making tremendous progress. Specialty crews have completed the beautiful stonework on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway bridges, and the Beacon Heights station is largely complete.
In case you didn't hear, we have started dynamic testing of our LRV light rails.
Along Veterans Highway, the new test track is powered up. An amazing milestone, as this area has been transformed into an active train line where the new light rail vehicles can be tested, operators can be trained, and the complex operation systems can be vetted. Tracks continue all the way to New Carrollton, as the east end of the alignment builds new connections to this important transportation hub.
Connecting metro stations and the communities across the alignment is one of the Purple Line's main goals. Soon you will see the state-of-the-art systems being installed across both counties, carrying the operational and communication systems for the LRV. Stay tuned for a lot more transformations coming very soon.
All right, thank you, Chris. As you can see here on the project timeline with upcoming milestones, you can also see our winter 2027 opening date at the end there. So tonight you'll see and hear more details about the testing milestone that we talked a little bit about in the video there, achieved earlier this spring. With that, I will just go ahead and get us right into the presentation and turn it over to Javier to walk us through the construction slides. So thanks everyone. Now I'll see you back at the end of the presentation. Over to you, Javier.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you very much, and welcome everyone to this construction update. Thanks for joining this presentation. Let me just share some points for the construction that has been happening in this segment, in this area for the last months, and a little bit about the upcoming works. There's been a tremendous progress in terms of works. I think that most of the underground construction has been already performed, and right now you're going to be able to see more visual progress in all the Purple Line. So happy to share everything. In the University Boulevard area, near the Adelphi intersection, this was an area that was pretty challenging in this past winter. As you guys probably realized, we were doing different phasing traffic to build the tracks over the Adelphi intersection. So we completed everything into the different phases. Right now we have all the embedded track in that intersection that is already crossing, and everything also has been already installed in the University Boulevard area. Right now what is pending is mostly flat works in west of Adelphi, so north and south of Campus Drive, as well as the University Boulevard. There are several sidewalks and curves that they have been installed, and they will continue to be installed. And also progress in the Adelphi station, some with the installation of the windscreen and some of the artwork that needs to be done in that area. For pending works, there will be also OCS poles. We have started like the OCS pole installation in the area for the segment. As you will see in the upcoming slides, but basically in this area, we will continue working in the coming months with the OCS pole. All right, going a little bit towards the east, this area has been closed out between the two eastbound and westbound traffic. So right now, all these areas are already turned for the ballasted track, all the underground work, all the stone drain, all the underground under drain that needed to be constructed prior to installing the stone has been already completed. So right now, what you can see is basically all the stone for ballasted being already completed, just waiting to have the rails delivered and starting working so we can connect this presidential curve that it was done in the previous summer shutdown up to the Adelphi intersection. So in the following weeks, you will actually see some rails being delivered there and just the progress to get everything up to this Adelphi intersection. We have already completed the installation for the flat works in that area. So basically, the sequence is going to be pretty much the same. The OCS poles, they're going to be completed in the following months, and the rest of the activities up to the final completion of the work. This presidential curve, what we call the area between the Championship Lane up to Campus Drive, you will see like a big progress from these past weeks up to summer. In this picture, you can see like the sidewalks, they've been already started in the north side in the track 2. Track 2 is always the north side. Track 1 is the south one. So we're going to continue working in the sidewalks, and our subcontractor for the tracks, they have already started installing the track 2 from Championship to the west. So we believe that the work is going to take between here till summer. For us to complete all the tracks 1 and 2, all the flat works, bike path as well included, and the restoration for the parking lot so we can turn over to University of Maryland as well. After that, also, of course, OCS poles that they are pending to be completed, and we're gonna have all this area turned over. All right, in Campus Drive, major work was already completed in the last summer shutdown. So in these past months, what you're probably gonna see is the final touches for the completion of the station. You already saw the yard in transit that was installed in that station with all the canopies. Right now, it's just a matter to install all the PCCs, all the ticket vending machines, and the rest of the items for the Campus Center station, north and south platforms. The work is just finalizing all this final touch, and this station is going to be good to go. In the core of campus right now, we are emphasizing all the work for like different light poles, different platforms as well that need to be completed. Major work is outside the campus right now, but inside it, if there's these small touches. All right, so the section from this Unilink to Regions Drive, okay, was related to these small works that we are currently having. Light poles, they've been activated with some lighting, so actually you're going to see like less and less light towers in the area. There were some of the light poles that they needed like some minor repairs, so we are actively working on them. There's a couple of enclosures that they are some systems that they are connecting all the power for this lighting or for the traffic signals that they are ongoing and well in the night hall building and in the physics one. And basically also another visual activity was all the landscaping. So last October, November, we started the installation for the sod between the curb and the sidewalk. We completed everything up to Regions. From winter up to this month of April, we already started the works for the sod between Regions and the Armory Path. So basically all the landscaping is pretty much completed. Right now, what is pending is the planter boxes trees and all the different signal installation for the Regions intersection. We are actively working in these Regions and campus intersection. We believe that early summer, we're going to have this activated for everyone to use it. And also OCS OCS ports. They've been already installed in this area. And right now what is pending is all the wiring on top of them. All right, Baltimore Avenue, one of the last intersections that we are actively working. Currently, we are in the step 2, okay? That basically is that we are working in the east side, in the east half of them, of this intersection, because we already completed the west one. So this intersection has been pretty challenging. The Adelphi one was a little bit more complicated because it had different traffic lights. This one, we removed the traffic lights, so we meet Baltimore Avenue as a single roadway. But in the last weeks, we completed the phase 1, which was connecting all the track from the west to the east up to the half of the Baltimore Avenue, as well as the sidewalks north and south. Okay, so actually what you can see here in the picture are the works that we did for this phase 1. Sorry, this is step 1 in this west portion of Baltimore Avenue. We opened that one in April 14th to the public. So right now the traffic is actually to the construction area that you're seeing in this picture. And we are actively working in this east portion, east half of Baltimore Avenue. Actually, we have this week all the turnover to our track subcontractor to start the track 1 and track 2 portion. And then we're going to be finalizing everything with the permanent asphalt as well. We believe that in some weeks, mid-May, we're going to open Baltimore Avenue into full width, not in the permanent configuration, because permanent configuration is going to have traffic signal activated. This is not going to occur now, but at least Baltimore Avenue is going to have all the track 1 and track 2 installed in the full width from west to east. All right, in Roxborough Lane, we are dividing the works into areas. So from Baltimore Avenue to Diamondback, from Diamondback to Campus and Roxborough. In the first section, from Baltimore to Diamondback, is going to be our most active area in this summer. Is one of the last ones that we have to complete for embedded tracks. So it's just a matter to connect all the dots. We are currently working in the stations, north and south platform. You probably have seen like some of the underground work already being taking place on the platform in the south side that was completed. And actually, right now we're actively working in the north one. Next works are going to be finalizing all the underground for track 1 and 2. Our track subcontractor is going to continue from Baltimore Avenue to the east with the track 1 and 2. And then we're going to be able to connect everything that was built last summer from Diamondback to the east. Of course, we're going to continue all the roadway installation, all the roadway restoration, in the Diamondback west portion, and the OCS installation. Campus Drive from Roxborough to MFRI has seen like a pretty drastic change, okay, because we were working in the prior months in phase 1. Actually, this area was one of the first ones that we started in phase 1 a couple of years ago, more or less. And right now we are like getting pretty much completed, so we can have all the track 2 completed as well. So in the past months, we focused our work in the phase 1, as I was saying, track 1, south side of Campus Drive. We built all the track from Roxborough to MFRI. Of course, all the predecessor works already installed, the stone drain, all the utilities, the grading, the track. We could finalize the flat work, so we could give pedestrians a permanent path from College Park Station to Baltimore Avenue, so they could walk on a permanent sidewalk. Currently, we switched the traffic to phase 2, meaning that right now our working area is in the north side of Campus Drive. All the vehicles are in the south side of Campus Drive, and we are doing the symmetric work. So starting from the very beginning, the stone drain, there's a couple of planter boxes systems that they've been installed as well, a little bit west of this picture. And actually next week, we're going to start with the track installation from west to east. So you're going to see little by little all the track 2 being installed from Roxborough Campus Drive up to MFRI. Also, I wanted to mention that OCS, they've been completed. there was some like predecessor activity that we did before starting with all these works with the tracks, and all the OCS actually in the segment, they've been already poured with these last ones that we needed to do over there. All right, for the Wamara station, our College Park Metro station, this one had three different changes in terms of traffic. These have been pretty challenging. It's not as big as Delphi in terms of traffic, but it's very challenging in terms of the logistics of the work and the configuration of the lanes that we needed to open. So what you can see right now in the picture is how is the traffic as we speak. Okay, so we needed to close the old parking garage entrance at the Wamara station in order to build the track 2 and track 1. That's something that was done this last December and January. That was not a good time in the year to do so because of it was a pretty bad winter due to the temperatures and due to the snow. But anyway, we could face everything, trying to put some mitigation works over there. And we were able to open all the traffic as in this picture over here. So right now we are focusing on finalizing everything in terms of the flat works in the old parking garage, so we can open that one to the public. We can close the existing access to the parking garage and then finishing the last portion of the track 1 and 2. Okay, this is just like around 300 linear foot. It's not much, but it requires this extra traffic shift that we're going to do. We have in mind that in May we're gonna do this last shift to open the old parking garage entrance, so we can finish this last portion. And in this way, we're going to complete everything in the direct fixation. The direct fixation works is the other type of track system that we have. So we have embedded track, we have ballasted track, direct fixation. This direct fixation is in this Wamara area that basically we need to pour a concrete slab, and then the track is going to be on top of it with some direct fixation system. Currently, we don't have any rails on top, but we have finished like 85% of the direct fixation concrete slab, and we're going to call the subcontractor to install everything once we have all the direct fixation completed. Sorry. In the last station that we have in the segment, for the segment 6, this College Park Metro station, you can see in this picture that is pretty much all the platform and the canopies. They've been already completed. In these last weeks, we were working in the ballasted track, that they were north and south. There was north and south of this station. So everything was completed. Actually, the rails, they're already in. And then all the subcontractor is focusing on building the tracks from this station towards the east, continue with all the ballasted track installation. And for pending works, besides the direct fixation that I was mentioning before, just finishing all the station in terms of all the different elements that they need to be building. Pretty much the same case that we had in the campus center station. So we're going to be also working in this one as well for College Park. All right, in River Road, there's been the work for the track installation mainly. There's been the most of the visual work that is being completed in this area. Just continuing from the work in College Park towards the east. So that's all the track installation that has been completed. There was the Hay Drive. There was the intersection that was mainly focused for the works in terms of all the traffic light utilities and conduits that they needed to be building for this intersection, as well as the poles. So beside this intersection, the upcoming work is going to be pretty much the same that I was explaining before in the different sections: OCS installation and the roadway restoration for the final areas that they are pending. The station for Riverdale, that was one of the first that were completed in terms of the canopies and the windscreen. So in this picture, you can see that both of them they've been already installed. This station is pretty advanced, so actually is a good example of one of the stations that we have in the project, how they're going to look like. The benches that are being installed, fence is being installed as well. And right now for the upcoming works, it's going to be the Art in Transit. You can see here in this picture how this station is going to look like. As you guys know, every station has a particular design for Art in Transit. Each one is a little bit different, trying to emphasize every station as a unique piece. So that's some pending work that is going to be in this station in the upcoming months. All right, so let me just introduce Doran for the systems and testing phase.
Great. Thanks, Javier. Kudos to you and the project team. You know, the Purple Line has really transformed that area. And this segment in particular could really only be completed with the really close cooperation of so many of our partners. Too many to list, but definitely University of Maryland, City of College Park, WMATA, Prince George's County. So great example of the coordination and partnership. And then, of course, we have to mention again, we're just so proud. The project team is so proud to have delivered on a big milestone to begin testing the light rail vehicles. A video can probably tell it better than I can, so we'll go to the next video. So there it is. We're pleased to have started testing. A lot more testing to go. In the last round of CAT meetings, we gave a pretty detailed presentation of some of the systems and the tests and the safety measures. But we did want to summarize them again, what to expect in testing, things to be mindful of. We're still working within a 1 mile section of track near our operations and maintenance facility along Veterans Parkway. You can see our operations and maintenance facility is there in the background of that photo. We're not crossing any sidewalks or streets or traffic lights yet. No area is open to the public. So we just remind everyone to please kind of stay away from this area. There is appropriate signage and safety protocols. So you'll see us moving LRVs up and down the test track, making sure the system is working out any small final details. And those overhead catenary system wires are live and they can contain quite a bit of electricity. So as you see more and more of the OCS, is what we call it, OCS poles and wires throughout the alignment, anywhere really, those will be electrified if they're not already, and should be treated very carefully. On to the next slide. Before you saw it here, you may have seen it on the news. There was quite a bit of media coverage. So hopefully you've already heard, but if not, then today was a good news day. And for more on outreach in the community, I will turn it over to Carla.
Thanks, Doran. Okay, next slide. All right, so you guys know we are out and about. We try to be everywhere that we can. Here's some highlights of things we've been doing in the community. DC Transit Day at the National Capital Trolley Museum, University of Maryland Career Fair, and the Robert Goddard Montessori School Career Day. We also do different presentations to PTSA groups and a lot of different groups. So if you have ideas and you'd like for us to come out and talk to you about the project, whether it be construction, or how it's going to operate in the end, please let us know. We're definitely open for that, and we'd like to come hang out with you. So here you can see us at purplelinemd.com for the full events calendar and to reach out to us if you want us to attend anything. So looking forward to seeing you guys more. As always, safety is our #1 focus, and there is a public safety campaign as we cross the tracks as cyclists. Whether you're on a scooter, whether you're a pedestrian, you do have to notice the changes that are going on to you. So use the crosswalks, cross at a right angle, perpendicular to the tracks. Don't ride parallel on the trackway, and just, be aware of your environment as it's changing. We do know how annoying construction is, and we do change things a lot. So if you have questions, reach out to us on the hotline, but always please make sure that you're being safe. And if you have any questions, call us, we'll help you. Next slide. All right, so as always, we could not be successful without you guys and sharing the information. So CAP member engagement, the team, the whole Purple Line team held 2 listening sessions for CAP members in February to, get your input and see how we might be more helpful. Outreach and business engagement is ongoing. We are in the height of construction right now. It's probably going to be the most annoying that we're ever going to be right now, but that is good news because we are making progress, and you're going to start to see lots of final sidewalks and curbways, and your life's going to turn back to normal more than it has ever been at this point. So please bear with us. We know it's so frustrating and takes on your daily tolls, but we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And if you are interested in being a Purple Line CAP member, you can reach out to outreach@purplelinemd.com. Next slide. And community support through PLTP. I will now turn it over to Doran so he can tell you all about the great things that they're doing.
Great. Well, this is always one of my favorite parts of these meetings, and my job and our job here at the Purple Line. We love getting out in the community, as Carla said, and another way we do that is through our Beyond the Rails grant program. If you haven't heard about it, it's for nonprofit groups that are already doing good work in the community, particularly with areas such as education, the environment, or safety, and road and train safety in particular. So we take applications twice a year and award grants. Most recently, we awarded 8 in January. Just a few examples include a sustainable gardening and food forest in New Carrollton, traffic safety education in Riverdale Crestwood community, and National Night Out in Beacon Heights. So the grants can be up to $3,000, and we are now accepting grants for the next round due May 30th. You can go to www.purplelinemd.com, and under the resources drop-down menu is where you can find an online application. So really encourage, if you're a part of a community group or know of a cause that would align with kind of environment, safety, education, could be a great fit. And please put in an application by May 30th. And with that, I will turn it over to Ray.
Appreciate that, Doran. And to build on the business engagement pieces, I know Carla has talked about how we are out there with the outreach team and the business engagement, and Doran just talked about the grant program that PLTP does. Just wanted to highlight that we're promoting businesses on our YouTube, on our social media, and all the different channels that we have available to us for Purple Line. In addition to the launch of the Purple Line Small Business Grant Program by the Maryland Department of Transportation back in February this year. And to give some details here, this grant program aims to support the businesses along the Purple Line alignment most directly impacted by construction of this critical light rail line. The funding will help local businesses, owners sustain operations, preserve jobs, and expand services. So the 4-year program will invest $4 million in eligible businesses along the Purple Line corridor. An overwhelming number of submissions, more than 450, were received from a variety of businesses during the first application phase. So the Maryland Department of Transportation is working closely with the Purple Line leadership in final award determinations, which are scheduled to be announced at the end of this month. Department of Transportation secured the funding for the program through a contract renegotiation with the project's concessionaire, Purple Line Transit Partners, which was approved by Maryland's Board of Public Works in March of 2024. Businesses that do not receive an award during this first round of funding, or businesses that did not initially apply, are encouraged to submit an application in the next phase, opening on June 2nd with applications due by June 27, 2025. So a lot of grant programs happening right now. So I want to say that date again. The next phase is opening on June 2nd with applications due by June 27, 2025. And more details can be found on our website at purplelinemd.com. Or if you have any questions, regarding business engagement, you can email the team at business@purplelinemd.com. With that, let's go to the next slide. So here are ways where you can contact us. We want to make sure that you are aware of the website that I just mentioned. The 2 email addresses, outreach@purplelinemd.com if you have any questions, or business@purplelinemd.com. Or you can call us. We have both the English and Spanish lines that are available, and people will pick up the phone and answer your questions. And I encourage you to follow us across all 6 of these social platforms that you can see below to keep up with what's going on, and to subscribe to our newsletter, which just recently came out. With that, I'll bring back Carla, and we will go right into this part where we have the questions from the participants.
All right, here are the rules of the game. You have the option to do chat, right? So you can put your name and your question in chat. You can also raise your hand if you want to be heard verbally, but we're going to kind of like teeter-totter back in front of the chat and when you raise your hand to be heard. So those who have questions, please engage in chat and raising your hands. Do we have any questions? It's okay if you don't, but don't be shy. You can put it in the chat. You can also raise your hand if you would like to ask anything. Oh, I see Joel. Joel, you have your hand up. Come off mute and be on, Joel.
I thought I did I?
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you and see you.
Okay. I didn't unmute myself. Unfortunately, my bus is going to be eliminated. And had a question on the fare. Now, the Metro Access have free rides for all the providers. If I want to take the Metro Access, it'll be $4.50. I want to know if you will be at the Purple Line. And I have a comment, and I hope I can see you guys at the Melon Day this weekend. Hopefully it won't be too bad of a storm. And I guess they're still waiting on the cost of how much it would cost for the train trip. Well,
I might be able to take some of those, Carla. Good to see you, Joel, again. On the fare pieces, still, yes, you're correct. We're still trying to narrow down how much that fare is going to be for the Purple Line, and more details are being developed as we work across all of the partners involved. So as soon as we get that nailed down, we make sure, Joel, you're the first one to know, along with all others that participate in these meetings, and just the public in general. So
I'm very disappointed they're going to eliminate my bus route 29th of this June. So if I take the Metro Access, I can ride for free on Metro bus, the ride on the bus, and the Metro Rail. So I don't like that change, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna come up on June 29th.
right, I believe you're referring to the WMATA changes with the bus system. So yes.
Yeah, because I have to transfer all that Metro money on my Smart Trip card and then put it in my Metro Access account. Yeah. That's all I have to say. And hopefully I can see you guys on Melon Day on the 26th. It's coming this Saturday.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there along with our outreach team and a lot of people from the Purple Line team. So appreciate
Yeah.
that. Look forward to seeing you, Joel.
When the last time I attended the mailing day, I didn't get a chance to meet you.
Yes. I'll be there in the morning. So.
Maybe this year I can see you and get acquainted with you. Well, thanks for taking my questions. You have a
Thank you.
good
Thank you.
evening.
Thank you, Joel. Okay, Ray, it looks like we have some questions in text from Cynthia, and I think I'm going to need Javier and Manuel teed up to listen to this one. Cynthia says, I was surprised to hear that the Adelphi Road Station is complete. I drive by there frequently, and it doesn't look complete. Now, Javi, am I wrong? But maybe the way that we define a station being complete and the way that it looks from a construction standpoint is a little bit different.
Yeah, correct. So in the presentation, what we meant that it was complete was the platform, the canopy, and the windscreens. Of course, the station is not 100% complete. None of the 4 stations are 100% complete. There's all these different elements of the station, such as the PCC, the TBMs, the different activations, the different fences that they still have to be installed. Okay. But in terms of the platform, in terms of the windscreen, in terms of the canopy, the Adelphi station has been completed. Yes. In terms of the pedestrian and bike crossings that they were talking, I seen the question for the Adelphi University Boulevard intersection. We are working, trying to get some additional signage into this University Boulevard for the bike for the bike path, so they can have like proper signage in this University Boulevard. Okay, so that's still something that it's under review, but hopefully we can have like this signage within University Boulevard.
Thank you very much. And an additional question for the group. Also, who do we work with to discuss pedestrian and bike crossings at the Big Adelphi and University Boulevard intersection? Hold on, let me see. From the Cool Spring neighborhood, which is right off Adelphi, we have to cross Adelphi and then Adelphi University intersection to get to the Adelphi Road Station. So
I may be able to take that, Carla, to try to answer. I would say to talk to, so I know Javier just answered some questions regarding the pedestrian bicycle routes in and around the campus, in particular the Adelphi area. But anything outside of the Purple Line limits, I encourage you to talk to your officials and all of that to see what things may be in the works. I do know that we're working closely with our sister agency, SHA, on connections and all of that to see what we can do in different areas, but nothing to share at this time.
Ray, hi, Vic Weisberg with DPW and TL. Jump in. So the county, through a Safe Streets for All grant, is improving the bikeability, walkability, the sidewalk network in the community, connecting up to the SHA right of way, which is about 100 feet short of the intersection where there's the free right from Adelphi Road onto 193. So one would have to contact SHA about any improvements that can be made in terms of impacting or slowing down or trying to get rid of the free right, or whether that is a warrant, and any improvements that can be made within the SHA right of way to get folks more safely across 193 and Adelphi Road.
Thank you for that, Vic. Appreciate that.
All right, we have one other question in the chat right now, and I'm gonna put Javi and Manuel on notice for this one too. This person would like to know when all of the construction is going to be finished on campus. They're hoping by the 2025 semester, but what can we realistically say about our schedule there?
So in terms of main construction, as we define the track works scope, the flat works scope, and like the visual aspect of the main construction, that's something that we're going to engage from here till the end of summer. Okay, but construction 100% is not going to be completed. We still have the testing and commissioning, which is going to last for several months until the opening of the project. There's still going to be, of course, some punch list, which is reviewing all the items that they need to be addressed or fixed or repaired. So that's still going to be some active construction, but not as big as the one that you've seen for the last couple of years.
Okay, does that answer your question, or do you have any other questions related to that, Dr. Koutras? Okay. All right. Sounds like we're good there. Does anybody else in the crowd have questions tonight that you'd like to do, that you'd like to speak about, or that you'd like to put in the chat? All right, I'm going to let it go one more time, and if not, we're going to close this meeting out. And again, just to remind everybody, this presentation, the Q&A will all be put on purplelinemd.com in the next week or so. So you can find all of that there. And if you have follow-up questions to that meeting, you can always reach us at outreach@purplelinemd.com. And if you have construction questions, I know you guys all have my number and our team's number, so you can reach out there too. And again, we know how impactful it is right now. We are at the peak of this, which means that we'll be coming down off of that peak soon, and you'll start to feel the benefits of this. So we truly appreciate your patience. It's been a long time. Some of us have been here that whole time too. So we really appreciate that and appreciate being a part of your community. So we know it's tough. We thank you for dealing with us. And if you have questions, you know how to find us. And with that, I will say good night and thanks for sharing your time with us.